How's the body and fender business?
Well, since the factory's closed, bad. How's the police business?
Since the people started moving out, bad.
And it's gonna get worse.
Probably will. Good time.
I haven't had 10 people in there all week.
Well, I can't remember the last time I sold a haircut.
I've got an idea. Why don't I trade you a big meatloaf sandwich for a trim?
Your hair looks fine.
I'm talking about the hair on the meatloaf.
My daughter Rebecca just lost her job. And with that lazy husband of hers.
Oh, I know. My son Irving lost his job, too. And you know his sloppy wife. She can spend it faster than he can make it.
Isn't your son Irving married to my daughter Rebecca?
Oh, that's right.
The only way we can make this town survive is through tourism.
Tourism? That's preposterous. The only decent place to stay in this town is my house.
You mean that big house on the top of the hill
With a six-foot fence with broken glass embedded in the top.
Hi, remember me? I'm Dobie Gillis. I suppose by now you know about the problems we're having here, but more about that later. First, it might be a good idea to bring you up to date. Since we've seen each other, I graduated from pharmacy school, got married, bought a little house, settled down, and let's go back to got married. I'm sure you'll recall that I always wanted a girl who was tall and blonde and dreamy. Well, the girl I married isn't exactly tall or blonde or... But let's not talk about the things she's not. The girl I married is...
Zelda Gillis. Do you know how long that's been my name, Dobie?
Almost 20 years.
In spite of all this new trouble in the town, we still have each other.
Yes, we do.
And even if things get worse, which I can't see how they can, we'll get by, won't we?
We sure will.
We might have to struggle to make it, but at least we'll be struggling side by side.
Side by side.
Someday, you'll realize that you love me.
Someday.
Madly and passionately. Now, give me a kiss.
Zelda, cut that out.
That's the acid test. You might give me hugs that don't break my bones and kisses that don't burn my lips, but you don't fool me for a minute.
I don't?
When I do this, and you do that...
Zelda.
I know it's love. And what's more, I know you know it. Even if you don't know, you know it.
I'm not really sure of what I know where me and Zelda, Zelda and I are concerned. You see, I've never really had a chance to back up and think about it. She was Gilroy and I was Gillis. Whenever I looked around, she was there. Right there. As far back as I can remember, I was doomed by the alphabet. But I suppose things didn't turn out so bad. For one, there's our son Georgie. He's turning out just like his old dad, especially where girls are concerned. He's smooth and suave and debonair.
What did you say your name was, Twerp? Well, actually, Twerp is my middle name. My first name is Georgie, and my last name is Gillis. The self-same Georgie Gillis who's a snappy dresser, fancy dancer, ardent lover.
Hold that pucker, Gillis. I'm coming in.
Hey, back off, Chatsy. Kissing can be unsanitary.
Especially the way I do it. Free sample?
Chatsy, what's your problem?
A terminal condition, Georgiitis. I am inflamed with you.
Well, maybe it's the cafeteria food. Now,
Ha-ha! But seriously, folks, what is wrong with me? Okay, I'm short, plain, and brooding. Always brooding.
Well, I noticed that.
I'm
I was
just
gonna say...
trying to get your attention.
Look, Chatsy, you're a nice girl.
Nice girl? They don't say she's a bad girl.
Oh, bad, you? Come on.
All of them completely unaware of the passion that's burning inside the seams of my long line bra.
Hey, come on, SP.
Oh, turning you on, huh? Well, then how about words like camisole?
Camisole?
Garter belt.
Garter... Oh, Chatsy, I can't talk right now, okay?
Well, that's okay. I'll wait. Right here. Forever. I love you, Georgie Gillis, with all my heart and soul.
Kind of a pathetic story, isn't it? Reminds you of the way Zelda was always after me while I was always after Thalia Miniger. And that's not the only reminiscent thing about my son Georgie. The other is that familiar sound of the cash register bell.
Hey, Dad. Where'd you come from?
Georgie, if I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. When I hear that bell, I'll be there. No matter where I am, no matter what I'm doing. The only way you're going to get into that cash register and get out with something in your hand is over my dead body. Do we understand each other?
But, Dad, I need some money.
What for?
I think I found the right girl, and I'm ready to settle down.
Son, if you found the right girl, you won't need any money.
I won't?
Of course not. The right girl will have enough money for both of you. That's why they call her the right girl. Like a Chatsy Osborne. Don't think I haven't noticed her watching your every movement from the window of her high-priced European sports sedan. You see, Chatsy...
It's not Chatsy. It's Bonnie Bascom.
Bonnie Bascom? She's very different from Chatsy.
Oh, yeah. Much taller, much thinner, much blonder. And her legs are much longer.
And her family's much poorer.
That doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, Georgie. If I've tried once, I've tried 1,000 times to impart my wisdom to you. Go with the money.
I know you've always said that, Dad, but, well, this is different. Bonnie is so soft and smooth and sweet.
Son, what is now soft and smooth and sweet, in a few years will be hard and shriveled and sour. Beauty fades. But money, on the other hand, especially when invested at compound interest...
I don't care. Don't you understand? When I think of Bonnie, I just want to... Dad! Like I was saying, Dad, when I think of Bonnie, I just want to...
You want to go out in the yard at night and howl at the moon?
Yeah. How'd you know that?
It may surprise you, but your old dad did his share of howling at the moon.
Was that because of Thalia?
How'd you know about Thalia?
Dad, I've had at least 6 deaths at school with Dobie loves Thalia carved in little hearts on them. And the same thing in the old tree trunk in Pickle Meadows and on the wooden bench at the cemetery.
Well, I was very interested in wood carving in those days.
You must have been. I don't think there's anywhere in this town you can go and not see the little heart that says Dobie loves Thalia. But how come there aren't any that say Dobie loves Zelda?
Well, I think by that time I'd lost my knife.
Why didn't you just get another knife?
I can't talk to you right now. I have to get over to a town council meeting.
Dad, this is important.
Later, Georgie, later.
Dad.
I wish our chairman was here. He'd tell us what to do.
Oh, here he comes now.
Hi, Lorraine.
Hi, Dobie.
Lettuce is getting a little wilted around the edges.
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
I'm glad to see you, Dobie. We've been talking about making this our last meeting.
Last meeting? What are you talking about?
Town's had it, Dobe. It's all over.
What's all over?
In the last 3 weeks, we've gone from everybody working to 63% unemployment. If it wasn't for the smelting mill...
First, they buy the shoe factory, then close it. Then the paper mill, then the tin works.
It's the dumbest idea I ever heard. Buying the factories and then closing them down.
Whoever it is.
Town's finished.
Wait a minute. The town's not finished.
What are you talking about, Doe?
Well, if we're all smart enough to run our own businesses.
Some of us are.
Go on. What were you saying?
Why doesn't the town just buy back the factory?
Where are we going to get the money to do that?
We'd borrow it.
Borrow it? From who?
From the First Osborne National Bank.
You're kidding.
Oh, that'll be the day.
Chatsworth Osborne, Jr. didn't get to be the richest man in the northern half of the 7 Midwestern states for nothing.
He holds the dollar so tight, I'm surprised he doesn't have a hand earning.
Look, I've known Chatsworth all my life. I'll go over to the bank right now and tell him about my idea. He'll recognize the possibilities immediately, and I'm sure he'll say...
Surely you jest, Dobie do.
But why not, Chatsworth?
The very fact that you are asking, dear boy, is indicative of your ignorance of matters financial.
But in my judgment...
Judgment? You don't have any.
Why do you say that?
Are you not the same Dobie Gillis who used to pal around cheek by jowl with a certain Maynard G. Krebs?
Chatsworth, that was 20 years ago.
G. Krebs. Peesh.
He was trusting and loyal and decent and good. And as much as I miss him in my heart, I'm just as glad he's not here to see what's happening to this town. We're in real trouble.
You do exaggerate, Gillis, baby. True, there are those who did work at the shoe factory, at the paper plant, and at the tin works.
Aside from the smelting mill, those are the only other factories in town.
But for the rest of us, it's business as usual. Onward and upward. Thank you, dear. Foreclose. Foreclose? Foreclose and evict. Foreclose, evict, and condemn. Foreclose, evict, condemn, and sue. Banking is such fun. And as for the smelting mill, it was sold yesterday, and the truck should be leaving town at any moment. As a matter of fact, I believe I hear them now. Where are you going, Gillis, baby? Look, here it is. They're already out. The first trucks just went bad, though.
I guess that's the end of the town, Dobie. Without them trucks, the last people who had jobs won't.
And that could be bad.
Can't we do something to stop them?
You gotta do something, Dobie.
Yeah. Me?
You're the chairman of the town council.
That's right.
What do you expect me to do? Stand in their way and block them?
Hey.
Well, that's a good idea.
Good idea. Have you seen how big those trucks are?
Oh, Dobie, you've got to do something. Once those trucks are gone, your business will drop off.
Do
All
something,
right,
Dobie.
I'll try to
Rip it
stop it.
off.
We'll talk to them. Maybe they'll listen to reason.
Ah.
Do something.
Dobie, 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 Dobie,
Nice going, Dobie. Hey! And as bad as where you're going. And as bad as And as bad as thunder. No problem.
Doesn't this town know about the litter laws? Here, all of you. Pick up your debris and move on.
Chatsworth, this debris happens to be the townspeople's cars, where many of them are living thanks to you.
They're living in their cars?
Yes.
Well, that changes everything.
Would any of you care to discuss a home improvement loan? Huh? Oh,
That car.
Who can that be?
Gillis, I do believe it's stopping in front of your establishment.
Yeah. Maynard?
Like, thank you, your chauffeurship.
Maynard, is that your face?
Nobody else's but.
I missed you,
Oh,
pal.
I missed you too, though.
I'm glad to see you,
Oh,
Maynard.
man.
It's been so long.
I know. I missed
Oh.
our first-year high school reunion.
That's right.
Missed our 7th-year high school reunion.
Yeah, I know.
Missed our 13th-year high school reunion.
I
Missed
know.
our 23rd-year high school
Maynard.
reunion. Missed our 100th-year high school reunion.
Maynard, it hasn't been 100 years yet.
I can wait.
Maynard, you've chosen a terrible time to come back.
Terrible time?
Yes, Maynard, they've closed the shoe factory.
The shoe factory, like, wow.
And the paper plant.
The paper plant, cool.
Cool. And then the tin works.
The tin works, too.
And just today, the smelting mill.
The smell, oh, wow. Hey, 5 out of 4, not bad, huh? It's all going according to plan.
Plan?
Yeah, Dobe. Like, that's why I came back.
Can you believe it? My oldest, dearest, truest friend, Maynard G. Krebs, had returned. And as glad as I was to see him, I still sensed that something was amiss. How was it that Maynard could possibly know about what was going on here? Maynard never knew about anything. It was a real mystery. Still, we'd been so close for so long that I knew once I got him aside, I'd get Maynard to open up and say,
My lips are soiled.
Maynard, that's sealed.
Well, whatever it is, I can't tell you. It's a surprise.
Surprise. But Maynard, I can't tell you how glad I am to see you. It's going to be like old times.
Real old times.
Just you and me and Zelda.
like real old times. Zelda, like the small girl with, like, no legs.
That's her.
Zelda, who was always after you when you were after Thalia Meninger.
Uh-huh.
Zelda, the last girl in the world you'd have anything to do with.
Yep.
What happened to old Zelda?
I married her.
Boy, I bet she's probably like an old maid now, living in a funny house with a bunch of cats. You married Zelda? You married Zelda?
Yes, Maynard.
Married like I'm walking down the aisle, tying the knot, ruining your life, a ball and chain.
Maynard.
No offense, Doe, but Zelda?
Maynard, Zelda's a fine woman. She's brave, she's strong, nothing discourages her. She doesn't know the meaning of fatigue.
Me either. But then I only know about 11 words altogether.
So tell me.
All 11?
No. What you been up to? Where'd you keep yourself all these years? Where'd you get all that money? Don't tell me you went to work.
Work?
Maynard, please. I'm sorry, I forgot. I just wanted to
Doe,
know.
It's all part of the surprise. And you're gonna like it. Everybody in the town is gonna like it.
Everybody, Maynard?
Can I use your phone?
Sure. Help yourself. It's right in there.
It's long distance.
You can phone the moon if you want. I'm just glad to have you back.
It's like private. Red Rover, come on over. This is Scout 1. The time is right. Come immediately, if not sooner. Roger and light out.
Well, you can bet Zelda's going to be real happy to see you.
Maynard? Staying here?
Come on, Zelda. He's my best friend. I haven't seen him since before we were married.
Dobie, he'll leave us out of house and home. Not to mention the bad influence he could have on our impressionable young son.
Maynard influenced Georgie. Now Zelda.
Do you know what a struggle it's been to advance the lad's feeble mental capacities as far as we have? I mean, 10 minutes with Maynard and Georgie will be back in the Stone Age. We got to keep the two of them as far apart as possible.
Well, if you say so.
It's life or death. Where's Georgie now?
He's upstairs in his room.
Good. And where's Maynard?
He's up there with him.
With him?
Where else is Maynard going to stay? In our room with us?
I see what you mean. Well, guess we'll just have to write the kid off.
I can't believe I'm actually in the presence of the one and only Maynard G. Krebs. What does the G stand for?
Walter.
You're a legend in this town.
I am?
Yeah, the kids know all about you.
They do?
Yeah, you're famous. What can I do to make your stay more comfortable, Mr. Krebs?
Mr. Krebs, is my father around here?
Like, wow, you're funny.
Like, wow, I wasn't kidding you, young Dobie ship. You're like a chip off the old blockhead.
I think that's block, Mr. Krebs.
Look, will you please just call me Maynard? And where can I put this stuff?
You can put your clothes in there.
Oh. Hey! These are my clothes.
Well, yeah, what I could collect. I even got your bongos.
My bongos? Oh.
And your stuffed armadillo?
My stuffed armadillo? Herman! Oh, Herman, I missed you. Won't play the bongos, Herman?
Yeah, I've been collecting all the stuff I could get my hands on. Kind of like a Maynard G. Krebs memorial closet.
Oh. Like, hi, Zeld.
Hi, Maynard.
Oh, boy. You look exactly the same, but I'm still glad to see you.
Guess I'm glad to see you too, Maynard.
Zeld, I'm going to denigrate this next composition to you. It's called Bongo Serenade number 3. I wrote it right after Bongo Serenade number 7.
Thanks, Maynard.
As happy as I was to have Maynard back, 4.5 hours of bongo music is enough. As luck would have it, Georgie had something to do over at the high school, and he took Maynard with him.
Wait till you hear Bonnie. She'll get the lead for sure. She's Juliet if there ever was one.
Thank you, Eloise. Sounding just as good as ever. Keep up the good work.
Work!
Did I just hear somebody say work?
Work!
Maynard? Maynard G. Krebs? Is that really you?
Like hi, your teachership?
Like hi. What do you know?
Like nothing.
Good. Consistency is a virtue. Well, nice talking to you, Maynard. We must do this again sometime. Not too soon, though. Now let's get on with the auditions for the part of Juliet. We're going to hear from Bonnie.
Love is lovely. Love is mine. I'll be and she'll be mine.
There was no need to audition, my little Casaba. Your daddy could have arranged for you to get the lead. After all, I hold a mortgage on Mr. Pomfret's pacemaker.
If I can't get the part fair and square.
Fair and square?
I don't believe I'm familiar with those words. What do they mean?
Fair and square is the same way I plan to get the man I love.
How cute. And when you're grown up enough to start thinking about things like that...
I am grown up enough, Daddy, and I am thinking about things like that. And his name is Georgie Gillis.
Georgie Gillis? Son of Dobie and Zelda Gillis? Oh, Chatsy, darling. When you can have caviar, why settle for a burrito?
It's burrito, Daddy. And I love Georgie Gillis just as much as you love money.
Oh.
See why I love her so much, Uncle Maynard? I can't call you Uncle Maynard.
Like, sure, your nephewship.
And he'll be mine.
Thank you, Bonnie. Very good. Well, ladies, as many of you know, I've poured all my energies into this production of the new musical version of Romeo and Juliet with a happy ending. Little did I know it would turn out to be my whole life's work. Well, I want to thank all the runners-up for their hard work. Maybe you can be in my next production, if you live that long. And now for the good news. The part of Juliet will be played by Bonnie. And remember, tryouts for the role of Romeo will be held here at lunchtime tomorrow.
I wish I could try out for the part of Romeo, but I can't play the guitar or sing. And I don't think I'm going to learn by lunchtime tomorrow.
Hiya, sweet lips.
Patsy, what are you doing here?
This is the auditions for the role of Juliet in the new musical version of Romeo and Juliet with a happy ending, isn't it?
It is.
And that means Bonnie's going to be here, doesn't it? And where she's going to be, you're going to be. Ergo, you must be Maynard. I'm Chatsworth Osborne III, but you can call me Chatsy.
Like, hi, Chatsy.
And you could be the best man at our wedding if you want.
Maid of honor's already taken?
Cute. Well, ta-ta, must run. I'm going to go audition for one of the smaller parts so I can understudy Juliet, so that when Bonnie breaks her leg on opening night and somebody must go on, well, you know the story.
How did she know Bonnie was going to break her leg?
Maynard, please. How am I ever going to learn to do this?
I don't know. I just picked up the bongos and played them by accident.
I don't suppose you can do that with a guitar.
I don't know.
Wow, that was great!
I wish I knew I could play the guitar in the 60s. I would have written a protest song.
Well, why don't you write one now?
Ooh, like a mean and angry one?
Yeah.
The world is such a wonderful place to be. I'm sure there's nowhere else that's right for me. I love the yous and me's, great big trees, carrots and peas, and teeny tiny fleas. The world is such a wonderful place to be. If ever I would have to go some other place, there's quite a lot of things that I would miss. That's why I always have a very...
Don't look at me. You're the one that asked Maynard to stay here.
Because I know there's nowhere else as nice as this. The world is such a wonderful place to be. I'm sure there's nowhere else that's right for me.
I love the polar bears, easy chairs, spiral stairs, and double dares.
I'm sure there's nowhere else that's right for me. The world is such a wonderful place to be. The world is such a wonderful place to be. Angry enough for you?
Zelda, you have to admit, Maynard has changed. He dressed well, he ate with silverware, even though he did get the knife and spoon mixed up.
Well, maybe he won't be such a bad influence on Georgie.
Like morning, small girl.
Like, I take it back.
Like hi, Pop.
Georgie, you're late.
Like what is that?
It's a sample of a new breakfast food we got down at the store.
That is the slimiest, guckiest, most obnoxiously putrid thing I have ever seen.
You rang? That's Max. Gotta go.
Now?
Where?
Airport.
Maynard, no planes landed at that airport in 2 years.
Like, wow, who's your ground controller? He's doing a rotten job. Gotta go.
I wonder who's coming in.
Thanks for the lift, Mr. President. Maynard,
Yes, Thalia?
has everything been taken care of?
Just as you ordered, your boss ship.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hello, Dobie.
Okay, talk about feast or famine. First, my best friend in the whole world, Maynard G. Krebs, comes back. And if that's not enough to fill my heart to overflowing, who walks into my store and back into my life again but Thalia Menninger? You've probably seen those same little hearts all over town. And I'm sure you know when a boy loves a girl the way I loved Thalia. It's something you carry with you all your life. This is going to be a very interesting day.
Our old high school. Doesn't it bring you back?
It certainly does.
You ever stop to think of maybe what we could have done together?
We could have gotten married.
Well, let's be serious, Dobie. You had no future. No plans, no money, no nothing. But still.
Still?
I have wondered what our life together would have been like. I have.
It would have been nice.
Yeah, huh? Maybe we could have been happy here.
We're very happy.
Maybe we could have had a small but perfect home, huh?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Maybe we could have had a small, intimate little group of sincere but socially acceptable friends, right?
Why not?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe we could even...
Maybe even children.
And risk scarring my pelvis?
Forgive me, Thalia.
Not to mention thickening my slender waistline.
I'm sorry.
My calves, they would have looked... My little gorgeous little ankles, they would have looked awful like that.
You'll be doing me a big favor.
You know I'd do anything I could for you, Georgie. I mean, you're my very best friend. But I just don't think I have time to be in a show. Besides, Mr. Pomfret, he already said I could have the part if I wanted it.
I'll do your homework for you.
Wouldn't that be dishonest? And then I'd have to spend time with that girl, Bonnie.
Just a week, until I can learn to play the guitar and sing. And then on opening night, you pretend to break your leg and I fill in
I
for
don't
you.
know. Girls can be really bad for a guy like me.
Girls, bad?
Yeah. Hey, first of all, being an athlete like I am, I mean, I'm in training. I gotta get a scholarship to college.
But how does this have anything to do
No, and
with college?
even though I don't have first-hand experience with girls, I read this pamphlet that Coach Gumpert gave me, and it tells about what can happen to boys and girls when they reach the age of puberty. They get real close together.
Well, what can happen?
Well, yeah, it can start off perfectly okay, like with just a hearty handshake or something. Then there can be a little nose rubbing and some forehead kissing, and pretty soon those hormones, they start gurgling around in your bloodstream, and before you know it, you turn into some kind of lustful beast.
But that
and you...
can't happen between you and Bonnie. That's why you're so perfect. You can play the guitar and you can sing. And even though you're going to be looking into Bonnie's eyes and singing I love you. Anyway, because of who you are, good, upstanding, moral, I don't have to worry. Please do this for me, Earl. Please.
Okay, Georgie.
This is wonderful.
This is ridiculous. I mean, I knew things were bad, but you didn't do 1 cent of business from 9:20 this morning to 1:45 this afternoon?
That's because the store was closed.
Closed. Gillis Market, which is open 7 days a week from 9 till 6, barring national holidays or a death in the family, which there's liable to be if you don't have a good explanation?
I had an out-of-town visitor that I had to show around.
Maynard again.
No, it was Thalia.
Thalia? Thalia Menninger? As in, Dobie loves Thalia?
Zelda, come on.
Don't come on, Zelda. You closed this door
Zelda,
for
nothing
4...
happened. We just went over to the high school and walked through the halls just like kids.
And played I'll show you mine if you'll show me yours?
She'd never show me hers.
What does she want?
She just wants us to be friends. She's invited us to this get-together tonight. She's had these engraved invitations delivered to everyone in town.
You are hereby invited to an audience with Thalia Menninger, who promises to enrich your lives. The Old Church, 8 p.m. Dobie, this is very strange. I don't think we should go.
But I do. You see, Thalia was a sight for sore eyes. And I figured, being older and wiser as I am, maybe I could persuade her. Well, maybe there was a chance, a moment there where the two of us might drift off together to some secret rendezvous. You know, maybe I'd be able to do now what I hadn't been able to do then and never stop thinking about. Not for a moment. No. I was not going to miss any opportunity for contact with Thalia Menninger, regardless of where that contact might take place.
Hello, everybody. Oh, I look out among all of you here, and I still see the same plain, simple folks that I used to know. Poor, but honest. Which is the reason I blew this town 20 years ago. Even though my friend, Dobie Gillis, begged me to stay. Thalia, he said to me, I want you to stay here. I love you. And I said, Dobie, I love you too. But if we stay here in this town, we'll just be poor. And I want to be rich.
Oh,
And then he said, Dobie, do you remember what you said? Do you?
I remember. Thalia, I said, how can such a beautiful body contain such a grubby soul? All you care about is money.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I said,
You said?
You're wrong, Dobie. I don't care about this money for myself.
No.
I've got to think of my family.
Your family, yes.
I mean, my father, well, he's got a very poor kidney
condition, yes.
And my mother, well, she's not getting any
Younger,
younger.
no.
And my sister, she married this guy who just moved right in and eats his
own
weight every single day. So you see, Dobie, I'm the only hope that my family's got.
I know, yes.
And you said?
I said, Thalia, I can't leave this town. These are my friends. These are my people. I belong to
And he did stay here. While I, on the other hand, as most of you may have heard, went through a series of terribly miserable, though financially rewarding marriages. Anyway, I am now one of the richest widows in the entire world.
Here, here.
Thank you. And that's why I've come back.
All right.
Matt, you're going to love this. Back. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What's the catch?
What's the catch?
There's only one thing in my life that I've never had. I know this is hard for you to believe. Love. That's because the only man that I ever loved in my entire life turned me down 20 years ago.
Who?
Him. Him? Him.
Me?
Yes.
Him?
Me.
So, Dobie, if you really care about your friends and love your little town and you love to travel, then take a good look, folks, at this. Because there's $10,000 for every man, woman, and child in this town. All you have to do is divorce Zelda and marry me.
Never.
You mean the town will get all this money if I leave Zelda and marry you?
Yes. Think of this, Dobie. We can be skiing in Sun Valley, shopping in Paris, gambling in Monte Carlo, and beaching in Biarritz. What do you say, Dobie?
No, Thalia.
Won't you please reconsider?
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry, but the answer has got to be no.
I asked you one more time, Thalia. One more time.
What do you say, Dobie?
Well, no. Two women after one man, me. Here I am, caught between thick and thin. On the one hand, stability, dependability, reliability. On the other, I can only imagine. And if I did have the opportunity to spend a few idle moments with Thalia, afterwards, would I say I'm glad or...
I'm sorry.
Sorry for what, Maynard?
Sorry for being me. Sorry for being poor old not too bright Maynard. And sorry that I didn't know Thalia was making me do something bad.
Oh, I understand, Maynard. I don't think anybody feels...
I only did it because I wanted to make the whole town happy and joyful and have them laughing and dancing in the streets. And so they could say, see, there's poor old, not too bright Maynard. He did this for us. And then I can walk around town with my head held high.
Maynard, you can always walk around with your head held high. You're a fine person, Maynard, one of the finest people in the world.
Well, thanks, Stowe, but I'm no Irving Schweitzer.
Maynard, that's Albert Schweitzer, the doctor who went to...
No, Irving Schweitzer. He's a furrier from Duluth. He can tap dance, play the accordion, and eat corn on the cob, all at the same time. I'm not that good, Dope.
Well, maybe not.
Sir, I must inform you that your young and very beautiful sister's a sick woman. I can only save her life if I operate immediately, and I intend to do so with or without your permission. Do we understand each other?
What's this one about? I haven't been paying attention.
Oh, it's the disease of the week. See, this career woman had this ingrown toenail, but she was too busy to go to the doctor, so the ingrown toenail kept growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. Pretty soon, her nerve.
Maynard, please.
Plucky devil, isn't she? 16 hours on the table. If we've run out of anesthetic, and I have 3 more incisions to make.
Maynard, this is ridiculous. How can you watch this stuff?
She survives this. I'm going to ask her to marry me scalpel. Sorry, old girl, it has to be done.
Please stand by for an important announcement.
Maynard, what are you doing?
Standing by.
Maynard, sit down.
Our new owner, failure manager.
Hello, all my friends and townspeople out there. I'm sorry that I couldn't remain with you earlier today, but, well, as you very well can imagine, I was crushed. I don't think I'm able to redress my grievances.
I thought her grievances were very well dressed.
Maynard.
I plan now to reopen all of those factories that I purchased. And furthermore, for all of the trouble that I have caused, I plan now to give every single man, woman, and child out there in this town the sum of $50,000.
$50,000? That's very generous.
This is only in the event that, well, something happens to Mr. Dobie Gillis.
Like what?
Something unfortunate.
Like what?
Something permanent.
Like, uh-oh.
Okay, let's try to put things in perspective. After all these years of thinking maybe I still wanted Thalia, it turns out that Thalia still wants me. The only problem is that she wants me dead. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of. Offering $50,000 to every man, woman, and child in this town. A town where everybody's out of work, where everybody's frightened, where, you know, I could be in real trouble. It's just a good thing that the First Osborne National Bank is granting loans to tide everybody over. Loans are Chatsworth's lifeblood, so that won't stop.
Well, it will have to, if you want to loan all of your money to me.
Thalia, for collateral. You want to put up the shoe factory, the paper mill, the tin works, and the smelting plant, right?
All of them. And these 2...
Oh, Thalia. I would love to, but...
Chatsworth, this is all very nice here. Do you want to keep this bank?
Do you realize I'd have to call in all the overdue loans?
Immediately.
That's practically every business in town.
Yes.
Yet by doing that, there'll be no money for the poor, unfortunate little people to borrow?
Yes. Yes.
They'll become desperate and driven to some grievously intolerable act.
Yes, yes. Yes, yes.
No, Bonnie. This is only the first run-through. You and Earl don't have to kiss like that until the actual performance, if then.
Gee, the suction was collapsing my head.
Why don't we take Slow, Slow? Now, that's the song and dance that occurs after you know you've fallen in love with each other. You think you could handle that right now?
Gee.
I can, and with real feeling.
I'll bet. Okay.
Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. Is this how our life will go? Will we move along its path as one?
Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. Is this how our love will flow?
Bonnie, Earl, I can see you're going to be doing great things together. Mm-hmm. But right now, you've only got 15 minutes before the class bell to grab lunch, so...
Hey, guys. How's it going?
You've got a nice voice.
Well, it's not exactly Stevie Wonder.
I'm going to enjoy working with you.
Temporarily.
Do you mind? After all, you are interfering with the advancement of my show business career. I think we should rehearse together tonight. Now, the way I see it, since my folks are going bowling, you can come over around 8. We can practice the love duet for about half an hour, and then play Find the Tattoo.
I don't have a tattoo.
But I do.
You have a tattoo?
Are you still here?
Well,
It's just on the other side of the hump.
your tattoo?
No, my house. You can't miss it. A run-down little shack with a tin roof.
Oh, he can't go out tonight. He has homework.
Thought you said you were going to do my homework.
But you said that was dishonest.
Where's your tattoo?
Well, I'll never tell.
And how are we going to find it?
What's the matter? You've never seen a tattoo before?
Not one like this.
Well, what about your training? Don't forget the Olympics and the scholarship. Don't forget that pamphlet, Earl.
They make a lovely couple, don't they?
You know, Zelda, I love Georgie, but sometimes...
Dobie, you're beginning to sound just like your father.
What do you mean?
Remember how he always used to say, I gotta kill that boy, I just gotta?
Yeah, now I know what he meant. Georgie tried to tell me what was going on, but I'm afraid I couldn't give him the fatherly attention he deserved. You see, I was having problems of my own, and for the last 2 days I've been very busy looking over my shoulder. Maybe I'm exaggerating this whole thing. Maybe there really isn't a problem.
Close your eyes and get some sleep, Poopsie. I'm here to see nothing happens to you.
Zelda, you don't have to
Yes,
worry.
I do. I mean, it's taken me almost 20 years to train you right. I don't want to start over with somebody new.
Zelda, nothing's gonna happen.
Dobie, look out! Oh! Shoot! Dobie, you nearly stepped on a ladybug.
I what?
That's bad luck. And besides, all things that live should be allowed to live, you know.
I wish someone would explain that to Thalia.
Oh, don't pay any attention to Thalia and that silly little offer of hers.
Shame on her. You pay no mind to that manager gal, Dobie. This town can stand up to the likes of her.
We're behind you 100%.
Oh, thank you, thank you. And I know Zelda will be happy to hear about this, too.
You all right?
Oh, boy.
That darn fool coming around the corner like that?
You could have been killed.
Killed, just like that.
But I wasn't.
But you sure could have been.
That's right, Dobie. Without us doing anything, you could have been dead and we'd all be...
Rich. $50,000 worth.
Oh, come on, Ruth. What would you do with $50,000?
I get me a new foundation garment, have my dentures power cleaned. Oh, don't be ridiculous, Dobie. You're still alive.
And I'd like to stay that way. Excuse me. Remember what I said, Georgie. Only over my dead body. Now, I'll watch things around here. Why don't you go home and play your guitar while I'm not there?
But, Dad, can't I just have $5?
No.
Dad, you're causing me problems.
At least Georgie knows for sure who's causing his problems. I can't even guess who's causing mine. The next few days are bound to be very strange. Maynard, this keeps happening.
Maybe you're an accidental prune.
Maynard, that's accident prone.
Oh, whatever. I wish you'd take care of yourself, Dob. I hate to lose you. You've always been so good to me.
Good to you?
Yeah, like when we were little kids, we'd go to the bijou and see that movie that were always playing there.
Oh, yeah, the monster that devoured Cleveland.
Yeah, and I was always, like, scared. But you'd put your hand on my shoulder and say...
Don't be afraid, Maynard. It's only a movie.
Yeah. And remember when the monster crept up step by step to the house where the little girl and the little boy lived in? Oh, Dob, I'm getting scared.
Don't be afraid, Maynard. It's only a movie.
Yeah, right. Oh, you remember how you always knew what he was going to eat because he looked at it first, looked at the train depot, and went, and he ate it, right? Looked at the old folks, someone, and he ate it. Looked at the pretty lady's apartment building.
Somehow I have the feeling that everyone in this town is looking at me in the same way the monster that devoured Cleveland looked at the train depot, the old folks' home, and the pretty lady's apartment building. I'm sure Thalia doesn't know what she set in motion. Maybe if I just talk to her, explain our misunderstanding, I'm sure she'll see things more clearly. Then she'll smile and we'll shake hands, maybe even kiss, and then she'll say,
Drop dead, Dobie. I have nothing to say to you. Max, the door.
You want me dead and you have nothing to say to me?
Would you please tell Dobie I have absolutely no choice now? He has embarrassed me in front of the whole town. Max, the door.
She says she has no choice.
She has a choice.
Would you tell him that I am overwrought? I am devastated.
She says she's overweight and deviated. Can't you tell him that?
Maynard, are you forgetting for whom you work?
Work! Maynard. Thalia, you know you can't use the W word with Maynard.
What word? Work.
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 Hey, Maynard.
Work.
Work.
Thalia, you're being cruel and heartless.
Yeah, and I'm not doing that for you anymore.
Maynard, are you forgetting who saved your life? Huh?
You did, but it doesn't matter.
Are you forgetting who rescued you off that tiny deserted island?
You did, but it doesn't matter.
Are you forgetting who gave you food and clothes?
You did, but it doesn't matter.
Are you forgetting your traveling expenses and your car?
You did, but I love that car, Dobe.
Maynard.
It's got a TV in the back seat there and a little refrigerator with tiny, beady little liverwurst sandwiches.
Then go, Maynard.
Thank you.
I can't.
What?
I can't. He's my friend.
Cheap sentiment. Look at you two. You deserve each other. Max, the door.
Oh, wait a minute, Thalia. We still have to talk.
I don't talk to dead people. Especially dead people. I hate. Max, the door.
Hate. Whatever happened to love?
There's something new about love. I'm in a stew about love. Oh, I'm really blue about love. And I don't know what to do about love.
You know, Georgie, instead of wasting all this time, we could be doing what they're doing. And I'm not referring to the singing.
Stress. Maynard, this nation's #1 killer is stress. So it's our job to make sure that Dobie doesn't have any, or we'll be falling right into Thalia's hands.
Oh, I get it. You don't want to say anything bad in front of Dobe. I mean, like scary.
Right.
I mean, like mean and violent.
Right. Maynard, that's just what we don't want. We don't want him to worry.
Oh, no worry. Don't worry, Dobe.
No, I won't. You know, I can't believe how our business has picked up, especially with some specific items.
Just engage him in some idle chit-chat.
Oh, good idea. My, what interesting idle chit-chat. What specific items, good buddy?
Well, we've sold out on lye, ant poison, ropes, and ice picks. Strange, I don't think we've sold an ice pick in years. What would anybody be doing with an ice pick?
Ice pick? Oh, Dobe, ice picks are really neat. I mean, not just for chopping ice, but for poking holes in things, too.
Maynard, remember our conversation?
And they got a nice wooden handle so you can hold onto it real tight, and they got this long, thin, shiny thing with a real sharp point on it.
Maynard, as we were saying...
Zelda, please, let him talk.
Dobie, don't listen to him. You got deliveries to do.
And even though an ice pick makes a little itty-bitty hole, that hole is deep. Real deep.
Ow!
Sorry, Dobe.
Dobie, your deliveries.
Yeah.
And listen, when you're done, would you go right home? Not that there's anything to worry about.
Don't worry, Dobe.
I mean, it's just that I don't want you hanging around on the street.
Yeah, you're right, Zelda. Here.
There's a lot of strange people out there.
Two strange people? Oh, I like strange people. Hey, Dobe!
I know Zelda's worried, but she shouldn't be. All things considered, this is a pretty safe town, with the single exception of one street.
Hey, Dobe, wasn't that a stop sign?
Maynard, the brakes don't work. Maynard!
Now, this truck is not up to safety standards.
Maynard, pull on the emergency brake. Did you pull it?
Yeah, all the way, and then some.
No! There it is. Give me the wheel.
Whoa! Can't do that.
Oh, I know I don't have a license here. Oh, yeah. This is better than the loop-de-loop at the old amusement park.
Maynard, we're finally stopping.
Yeah. But only for a second.
Oh, anything back there?
Oh, big trouble. But don't you worry, Doe. Let's flip this baby over and do that again, huh? That was really cool.
Maynard, please.
Hi, Dobe. Hi, Maynard.
Hi, Ward.
What's new?
Nothing much.
Is anybody hurt?
I don't think so.
Oh. Drive on.
So, Dobe, what happened here?
I don't know. I think the brakes failed.
Well, no wonder. Every one of the lines has been cut.
Cut like with a knife?
Look, whoever did this knew what they were doing.
No, good buddy. Not to cause you any undue stress, but I think you better start worrying.
I think you're right, Maynard. Yeah, maybe it was time to worry with all the unexplained things that were happening. And it wouldn't be so bad if I could get a good night's sleep. But every night, Georgie's been practicing that guitar. He's getting better, by the way. And Maynard's been clumping around. Anyway, tomorrow's the day of the town council meeting. I'm sure they're just as worried as I am.
Well, let's face it. In a town this size, there's bound to be one person who, though unthinking, might do something like this. One person.
It only takes one. Ward, surely you can have your people look into this.
No, I'm sorry, Dobe. I'd like to help, but we got other problems. In the last 3 nights, someone broke into the hardware store and stole hatchets.
Hatchets?
And then, you know, the little road maintenance shed? Someone broke in there and stole a great big chainsaw.
Chainsaw?
And then, someone broke into the National Guard Armory and stole 2 bazookas and a grenade launcher.
Bazooka?
What would anybody want with those things?
Well, you know very well what they'd want.
They're Ghostalia!
You know, sooner or later, somebody's going to take her up on her offer.
Oh, I don't think so.
Nobody's going to do anything like that, Dobie.
Certainly not to you.
Yeah, you might be one of our finest citizens. I mean, you're honest, upstanding.
And I'd like to remain upstanding.
Dobie, we're not going to let anything happen to you, are we?
No way. Not as long as I'm wearing this badge.
Dobie, you're alive.
I wonder where Thalia was going.
You wanted to see me?
Yes.
All right. What is this all about?
Shouldn't be too hard to figure out.
Oh, him. You know, I must admire you for your persistence. You won Dobie.
You could have had him if you wanted him.
Well, it's easy for you to say now. You got him.
Is that the way it looks? You poor deluded fool. You know, Thalia, you may be rich and beautiful and sophisticated, but I'm really surprised at how little you know about men.
What are you trying to say?
Let's get to the bottom line here. You want Dobie? You got him.
Don't be ridiculous. He rejected me in front of everybody, in public. He doesn't want me.
I can fix that. I mean, Dobie's not too bright, but I am. I could pass the poor ninny over. He'd never even know the difference. You just name the day, Thalia. It's breakfast with me, dinner with you.
What about lunch?
I'll toss you for it. Loser gets him.
Why are you doing this? I thought you loved Dobie.
So did I. For years. But then, one day, the truth dawned on me. I'd hitched my wagon to a falling star. I mean, he's dull and boring, and he's lazy, too. He sits around the living room all day. He won't help in the kitchen.
Ah. Well, I don't care much about the living room or the kitchen. But there is one room I do care about, and that's one room in particular. You know the room I'm talking about.
You want me to talk about that room here in a church?
I insist. Huh?
Well, very well. You're always going to find his hair in the shower, and sometimes he forgets and leaves the seat up.
Not the bathroom, the bedroom.
Well, he snores occasionally, but mostly he sleeps like a log. And what?
You know, and?
Oh. Well.
Oh. You're lying.
No. No, he's awful.
You are lying.
Not just awful, but absolutely...
Oh. All right. This is going to be the best for both of us.
Wait a minute. What do you mean?
Well, with Dobie out of the way, maybe we can both get on with the rest of our lives.
You're right. But listen, Thalia, you're such a busy woman. Why not let me do it for you? The slow way. Might take 50, 60 years, but...
Oh, I see what you're doing, Zelda. I'm onto your silly little game here. You're just trying to make Dobie look undesirable, and thus save his life, huh?
Well, maybe I was...
Well, Zelda, the issue is...
Dead, and I can't get it into my head. She went away. That's all that I can say.
Earl, you're supposed to be Romeo. You're supposed to be masculine. You're supposed to be virile.
Yeah.
Earl, you started out so well. What's happened the last 4 days?
That's what I'd like to know.
Maybe it was too much rehearsing.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's just try the song again, Earl. But you know...
I can't do it, Mr. Pomfret. I gotta quit.
Earl, you can't quit. Performance is only 2 days away. Who am I gonna get?
The most wonderful person in the world is dead, and I can't get it into my head. She went away. That's all that I can say. That's all that I can think right now. Not where, not when, not why, not how, just she went away. She went away. I wanted her to stay. I hope she will come back to me. Don't say that it will never be just. She went away.
Welcome to show business, Mr. Gillis. Earl, I can't thank you enough.
Well, it looks like Georgie may have lost his best friend, but I still have mine. Now that Maynard's back, I know that he'll be standing beside me forever no matter where I go, whether it's one of the most exotic and faraway places on Earth or just the other side of town where the old Endicott building used to be.
Hey, Dobe, isn't this where the old Endicott building used to be?
Sure is, Maynard.
I remember when they knocked it down with that big steel ball that went...
Maynard, please.
What's
please.
this building called now?
It's the new Endicott building.
Sure looks old.
Well, you've been gone a long time, Maynard.
Yeah, like I know, Dobe. Who's in there now?
Well, it's almost completely abandoned. Just the Acme Piano Company on the top floor.
Dobe, maybe like we shouldn't be standing here.
Why not, Maynard?
Well, you know, like, Dobe, we've been apart for a long time.
I know, Maynard.
And like, I really missed you, Dobe.
Me too.
And like, I'm so glad we're back together again.
I am too, Maynard.
And like, it'd be a terrible shame if a piano happened to fall out of the
window of the Acme Piano Company
and like landed on us and made us go splat all wet and gooey all over the sidewalk.
Maynard, when was the last time a piano fell out of the window?
Just now or last October? I get them mixed up.
Now, hear this. This is Failure Manager speaking to all of you wonderful little people in this wonderful little hometown. It just breaks my heart to see what's happening to all of you. Jobless, homeless, foodless, hatless, coatless, shoeless.
Gee, Dobe, how much better can it get?
All of this could have been avoided by one simple little act. Oh, I know it's an ugly job.
But somebody's got to do it right.
I don't know. I think these attempts on Dobie's life are unfortunate.
That's because no one is doing it right. Dobie is such a fine boy.
Not as fine as you might think. He was caught stealing from the 5 and 10.
We haven't had a 5 and 10 in this town in 30 years.
Once a crook, always a crook.
And people are suffering.
Like me.
Dobie is such a fine boy.
$50,000 is a lot of money.
For every man, woman, and child in this town. Me and Evelyn got 6 kids. That's...
Sure would help the economy.
Dobie is such a fine boy.
People would start getting haircuts again, and getting their cars fixed, and eating in restaurants. Breakfasts, lunches, dinner.
Find somebody to do it right.
Dobie's such a fine boy.
Oh, here he comes now.
Okay, he's gone.
So what do you think, Marie?
Dobie's such a fine... Be easy, wouldn't it?
Sure would help a lot of unfortunate people.
Oh, so many people.
But only if we get someone to do it right.
Dobie's such a fine boy.
Don't forget about that 5 and 10 thing.
He went scot-free on that one.
Yeah.
Once a crook, always a crook.
Who are we going to get to do it right?
That failure has really put the screws to the town. No telling what'll happen now. If I were smart, I'd leave. But I was born here. My father was born here. My mother was born here. My mother's older sister was... But enough of that. I'm here because I think the people here are basically decent and worth saving. But it might not hurt to get a little help from one of my friends. Someone who'll look at me with a warm smile and say...
Are you still alive?
Ward, I want you to lock me up.
What for?
My own protection.
Yeah, like in the Western when the sheriff locks up the good cowboy so the angry mob won't get him.
You see, I figured...
Like, we think he's safe, but the mob is getting angrier and angrier and angrier.
Maynard.
And they're like building a gallows outside 13 steps.
Maynard, please, just until this thing blows
And the
over.
crowd rushes the door, knocks it down, and they're all yelling, "Death certificate!"
Death certificate?
That's what it says there.
He can read upside down?
He can only read upside down. Who died?
Says Dobie Gillis.
This is my death certificate?
Oh, no. We're too late. You're already dead, Dobe.
Ward, what's going on here?
Now, look, Dobie, this all can be explained. Things have been real quiet around here, and I thought I'd catch up on my paperwork and go home early.
Good idea, huh, Dobe?
Well, it didn't sound good to me. I'm beginning to get a bad feeling. Maybe for the next few days, it would be best if I stayed out of sight. And even though the play's tonight, I'm sure Georgie will understand.
I don't understand. Why aren't you coming to the play tonight?
Georgie, I'm kind of tired. I'm just not feeling up to it.
But Dad, the new musical version of Romeo and Juliet with a happy ending will cheer you up. It's uplifting. It has a lot of funny stuff in it.
Oh, I love funny stuff. Like what?
Well, there's this wonderful part where Juliet takes his potion and Romeo thinks she's dead.
I love funny stuff. And then what happens?
Then he kills himself.
I love funny stuff. And then what happens?
Then Juliet wakes up and finds Romeo dead.
I love funny stuff. And then what happens?
Then she kills herself.
I love funny stuff.
Georgie, can I talk to you for a minute?
Oh, can't wait, Dad. I have to get down the street.
No, it can't. I may not get another chance. Excuse us. Georgie, sit down.
Sit down? Is it going to be one of those? What is it, Dad?
Georgie, you're my son, and I love you, and I wish there was something I could leave you.
Leave me?
My life insurance, that'll barely pay the bills. My watch isn't even gold tone, and my suits won't fit you.
Well, I don't much like your suits.
So that the only thing I can impart to you, which may be of some value, is wisdom.
Wisdom?
Specifically that wisdom pertaining to a single subject. In my view, the most important subject in the world where men are concerned.
Women?
You got it.
Is this about Chatsy?
Yes.
So it's also about money?
No.
No?
It's about love.
Dad, we've already had to talk about the birds and the bees.
No, I said it was about love. The birds and the bees was about plumbing. This is something far more important.
Well, can't you just give me a book about it?
A book? This is something that only a father can tell a son.
Okay, then, tell me.
Okay. Now, I've seen Bonnie Bascom, and I know how you feel about her. And I've seen Chatsy, and I know how you feel about her. But I'm going to tell you something, son, and hear me well. Chatsy is the woman for you because she is now and always will be a woman. Bonnie, she's going to be a girl for the rest of her life.
Dad, what is this all about?
You see, Georgie, I almost went out without knowing that I've spent my life with a woman, always dreaming and wishing that I would have had a girl instead. I almost didn't realize what I had until it was too late. I just don't want the same thing to happen to you.
That's it?
That's it. Have a good time at the play.
Well, how can I have a good time if you don't come?
Georgie.
Dad, there's some things I'm going to be saying that might be of some interest to you. And anyway, I want you to see how good I look standing next to Bonnie.
I don't think you heard a word I said.
I did, Dad. I did. Now, are you coming to the play?
Now heareth me and heareth me well. And why for, may I ask, should some people want to see other people dead? Just because those who are cruel and unthinking have placed a price on his head. 'Tis wrong. I knoweth in my heart. Oh, how wrong it is.
What's he saying? It's not in the play. And what, may I ask, is your name?
Let us forget this ugly and insidious plot, and leaveth aloneth those who deserveth to be lefteth aloneth.
And what, may I ask, is your name?
Shameth on ye who looketh upon one such as my father as fair game for thine evil doings.
Nice kid, huh?
Nice kid.
And furthereth more.
And what, may I ask, is your name?
Okay. And what, may I ask, is your name?
Juliet Capulet. What is yours?
Romeo.
Romeo what?
Just Romeo for now. Shall we go inside and dance?
Yeah.
They're great, huh, Dobe?
Shh, Maynard.
They're not great.
Maynard, this isn't Dobie.
It isn't?
No, tonight he's Herman Funk.
He is? Well, except for that crummy disguise, it looks just like my good buddy Dobie.
Maynard.
Hello, Dobie.
Evening, Dobie.
Oh, hi, Dobie.
Hey, how you doing, Dobie?
Hey, good to see you, Dobie.
Okay, get ready for the big dance number. And I get to kiss her for real at the end of this dance, right?
Right.
Wrong. Right, I don't want you kissing me.
But it's in the script.
I don't care. I quit.
You can't quit. This is the middle of the second act.
I told you, I quit.
Bonnie, you can't quit, Bonnie. She's the only one who knows the love dance.
Oh, no, she's not.
Wait a second.
For what? I'm ready.
But neither of you's ever done this dance before.
We'll fake it. Gillis, I'm going to have my hands all over you.
Touch. I think we're gonna touch.
I want it oh so much.
I hope we touch. 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 The feeling really touch.
really don't like this.
Oh, I think it's terrific. Especially the part with that tall, skinny girl changing to that short, plump girl. That's amazing.
Maynard.
Don't worry, Dobie. Nothing's going to happen. I mean, we're out here in public where everybody can see everybody else.
Why'd the lights go out?
Folks, if you'll just be patient. We seem to have had a little power failure. But the play will continue in just a few minutes as soon as the power comes back on. Thank you. Thank you all for being patient.
Hurry, Maynard, hurry.
Okay, Joe. The town's over there. Or is it over there?
Maynard.
Well, maybe they moved it.
Maynard, please. What's that, Maynard?
Oh, it's them. Ow.
Come on, Maynard. Get up.
I can't, Dope. It's either my arm or my leg. One of them's broken now. Get going and good luck.
No, Maynard. I can't leave you here. In their frustration, they'll just take out their vengeance on you. There's only one thing to do. Face it.
You're a good American, Dope.
Chatsworth, with all your money, why you?
Dobie, I'm really sorry, but Thalia's taken control of my shopping centers. I mean, she's got me by the malls.
Well, are we gonna do it?
Oh, not tonight. I've a headache.
All right, it's up to you. Oh, I don't know. I've had a full day. It's in your hands, Ward.
Me? Me?
Yes, you.
I detest violence.
What's the matter with all of you? If you wimps won't do it, I will. But if I do it, there's not going to be any money for any of you.
No, Tim.
Dobe, are you all right? You just shouted Thalia's name. Oh. Sorry.
No problem, Poopsie. You've been saying Thalia's name in your sleep for almost 20 years.
May I have your attention, please, everybody? It seems the electricity is not going to come back on, except for the flashlight. So this doomed performance will have to be continued tomorrow night. I want to thank you all for your patience. And please, drive carefully going home so that you can all come back tomorrow night and see how it turns out. Thank you so much.
Why don't you go on home? I'm gonna go out for a little walk.
Something the matter?
No, everything's fine. By the way, I love you, Zelda. I always have, and I always will.
I know. Dobie? Dobie? Are you home yet?
Oh, it's Herb Gillis's boy, Dobie. Is he okay?
He's deader than a mackerel.
I know, you're heartsick, but don't be. You know the potion that Juliet took that made Romeo think she was dead? Well, I, being a pharmacist, know how to mix up that potion, as well as how to mix up the antidote which I have given to Maynard, the only other person who knows. You see, if I told Zelda, well, she can't lie. If I'd told Georgie, he would have told Zelda. So my life is in Maynard's hands. Well, anyway, the power was still off, so they were forced to hold my funeral in a somewhat unusual place.
The most wonderful person in the world is dead, and I can't get it into my head. He went away.
Goodbye, Dobie.
So long, old pal. Damn poor, good buddy. Roper.
So long, Dobie.
You look good. You look better in the salad.
He went away.
This is the saddest thing I've ever seen. I'm devastated. I can't bear to look. Oh, Dobie, do. I feel I have to tell you. They're burying you in a polyester suit.
He went away.
Like, uh-oh. Goodbye, Gillis. Don't cry, small girl, yet.
What do you mean, Maynard? Anecdote. Maynard, this is no time for an amusing little story.
No, you don't understand. You don't understand.
What if he doesn't get it?
A real funeral?
Yours.
Hello. Well, I have a plane to catch, so it's... Ugh. Well, if you want it, just come on and get it. Never let it be said the Thalia manager is a welcher. Max, as promised, $50,000 for every single man, woman, and child in this town.
I don't think we should take it.
Why not?
We earned it.
Yeah, fair and square.
He's dead, isn't he? That was the deal.
True. Oh, well, I guess that's right.
Me first. Ruth Crailman. That's with 2 L's. Crailman.
I'm
Yes?
Andrew Spunk, 1K.
Andrew Spunk. Got it.
Then me, Ward Billy Purvis, no J.
Lord Billy Purvis.
Donald Snarkman, 3 N's.
Snarkman.
And I'm Marie.
Marie?
Marie,
What?
Oh, I forgot my last name. That's all right. Just make it to Marie. He'll cash it.
I surely will, Marie. Now, we have stock certificates. We have money market accounts. We have
Maynard,
simple
we've got to do something to wake him up.
Dobie. Dobie, darling, please wake up. I love you.
Even though you've tricked me by pretending to be dead when you really weren't, thereby causing me needless grief.
Stop it, Zell. Stop it. You're gonna kill him.
God!
It's no use. Poor Dobe. Nothing's ever gonna wake him up. Dobe, you're alive.
I told you, Georgie. Only over my dead body.
Well?
I'll deal with you later. Right now, I've got something even more important.
More important than my hand in the cash register? Dad! I'm real glad you're not dead. Real glad.
Evelyn Zorgansky.
Wait a minute.
Stop! Dobie, you tricked me.
And why not, Thalia?
Why not? Because it's dishonest. You just wanted me to believe you were dead so I could give all these silly people my money. And reopen all the factories. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Dobie.
Shame on you, Thalia. Come with me.
Oh.
Thalia, I used to think you were a nice person.
And you don't anymore?
Thalia, I'm sorry your life didn't work out for you with all your riches and your jewels and your houses.
And my car.
And your car. You're an unhappy woman, Thalia. What you tried to do was bring everyone down to your level.
I did?
And that bothers me.
Why is that, Dobie?
Because, Thalia, for most of my life, I wondered what it would be like, you and me. I more than wondered. I desperately wanted it to be.
You don't still?
No.
You can look at me and say no?
If you and I were the only man and woman left in the jungle, and it was the final countdown to the close of mating season, and I was beginning to pant, the answer would still be no.
Why?
I'll tell you why, Thalia. Because while you may be beautiful and delicious on the outside, you're mean and cruel and rotten on the inside.
It's not my fault. It's genetic. All those same chromosomes gave me these silky thighs and these undulating hips and my firm...
Thalia, if you're trying to tell me that I have to take the good with the bad, it's a package, I'm stamping it, return to sender. It's taken me a long time, but I finally reached a point in my life where I've realized it's a person's character that counts, not what they look like.
Even when they look like me?
Pardon me, Thalia. Pardon.
I don't know what's gotten into you people. I thought I knew you. I thought you knew me. I thought we all had the same values, hard work and honesty, and most of all, friendship. Whatever happened to that?
And our plain, simple, decent American way of life. I ask you, Donald, Marie, and you, Ruth, Ward, do you feel good about what you're doing? Taking $50,000 for my life? Do you, Andy? And furthermore, I'm sorry you couldn't have seen and heard all of it. But then again, there's only so much emotional impact a person can be expected to withstand. I'm just proud to say that because of what I did at my own funeral, I was able to put most things right again. Some big things like the factories and getting everyone back to work, and some little things like...
Please, Earl, maybe we can still be friends.
I don't see how. Not after what you've done.
What about what you've done? My best friend and my best girl.
It wasn't me. It was hormones.
Well, maybe they'll go away. Maybe things will go back like they were before. Maybe we can still be friends.
Maybe. If.
What?
You set me up with some more girls?
I feel like Dr. Frankenstein.
Well, we came very close, didn't we, Dobie?
Very close, Thalia.
Might have been wonderful, you know.
Yes,
Then again, it might have been just adequate.
that too.
Well, we'll always have what might have been, huh?
We'll always have that.
Goodbye, Dobie.
Goodbye, Thalia. You know, I'm not real sorry you came to visit.
You know, Dobie, maybe I just came to make sure all your dreams really did come true. Better hold on to them. Or I just might be back. Bye, Dobie.
Bye, Thalia.
Oh, I didn't inconvenience anybody, did I?
Nah.
Good. Nat, bring the baby.
A wonderful thing has happened. So both of us have died. We took a trip to heaven, where we're standing side by side. Together again. We're birds of a feather again. There was a time there when we were apart. I want you to know
Well, even though it didn't look like it was going to turn out that way, this story has a happy ending. Except it didn't really end. Zelda's still nagging me, Chatsy's still chasing Georgie, and Maynard's still living with us. I don't know if I'll ever see Thalia again, and to be honest, I don't know how I feel about that. And so, life goes on. I really love seeing you. I hope we can do it again sometime. I won't say goodbye, just so long.
These are the good old days. Forget the what has been, the come what may. Yeah, these are the good old days. Our